Welcome back. These two gentlemen whose show just keeps getting bigger and bigger every single time we have them back in the 10th season of NBC's American Ninja Warrior, airing every single Monday, including tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific. We've got Matt Iseman and Akbar Gbajabiamila. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, Rich.
Yep.
So, Akbar.
Yeah.
Since we last saw one another.
Yep.
You had a physical feat that we saw.
Yeah, I actually competed on Celebrity Ninja Warrior.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
No. Anything else that you want to mention that I might have
You were at
missed?
the training camp?
I was just at the Raiders training camp.
How did the Raiders look?
They look amazing. John Gruden.
Seriously.
No, he's intense. And the attention to detail, and even just what I saw to Martavis Bryant over there in camp. I'm like, my goodness, I think he's going to get the most out of Martavis Bryant.
And I'm sure you're right, because you're always on target. I mean, you always hit your spot. I mean,
There's a buildup. I feel the buildup here.
I do feel the buildup. Well, I mean, look, Reggie McKenzie and John Gruden, I was messing around on the field. I got my hand in the dirt, but I didn't have the same type of get off. So is that the athletic feat you're talking about?
No.
No, okay.
That could be.
Okay.
Talking about Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Rocky, the home of Rocky Balboa.
The steps. She ran the steps.
The home of Rocky Balboa, the
I just
underdog.
figured, you know what, and we will get to your wonderful show and the charitable contributions that your show is bringing to the fore. And,
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But your first pitch, ceremonial first pitch in Philadelphia.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I explain this?
the floor is yours.
here it is.
The floor is yours. Radio audience, we're seeing
boy.
it.
Okay.
And
I want
yes.
you to. Okay. So don't pay attention to the throw. I want you to pay attention to the legs. Look at my leg.
Yes.
My right leg goes up, and that was paying homage to Dennis Eckersley, who I grew up watching, Earl Hershiser. I grew up watching those pitchers. But I didn't play baseball. You remember, Darryl Strawberry was the last.
You don't say.
Yeah. Darryl Strawberry was the last baseball player to come out of my neighborhood, and I came 14,
Was cricket
15.
big? That was a good cricket throw.
No, but okay, so here's what happened. I was like, okay, throwing out the first pitch, it's not a big deal. I've thrown a baseball before, throwing it across the field or whatever, throwing a baseball. I'm thinking throwing a pitch is not that hard.
Sure.
And so the night before, I don't warm up, I don't watch anything. I said, actually, let me just YouTube. And the first thing that pops up is Barack Obama and then George W. Bush. And I watch them, and they do this old man over the head throw, and I was like, oh, no, there's no way in hell I'm going to go out there. And look, I'm 39.
I'm not going to look like a fool.
I'm not going to look like an old dude. And I'm a little sensitive because I'm 39 now, and I'm almost 40. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. So I said, you know what? I'm going to show everybody that, look, I still got some athlete left in me.
Yeah.
And so I go out there, and I'm like, first of all, I'm looking at the mound. I'm like, why that mound so far from the home plate? So if you look at it, I'm actually on the dirt because I was trying to cheat it. I mean, I'm on the grass because I was trying to cheat it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get a little closer. So I said, I got this. So I was confident in my throw and the buildup, and then I put the leg up and everything. Look, I'm on the grass.
And if you give him credit, he did hold the runner at first base. You can see him looking at there. There was no lead there.
No one's going to take a base on him, Matt.
Yeah, I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but look, I'm all the way on the grass there, and I thought I was going to be able to make that pitch, and I wanted a little zing.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to do too much. If I could get like 60, 75 miles an hour, I was going to be good.
Yes.
And it didn't work that way.
No, it didn't. And you
It didn't work that way. It's embarrassing.
My favorite aspect of this, because I've only watched it about 1,000 times. So all those YouTube hits that you're seeing, I've personally made it a considerable multiplier. Is not only the reaction of the Philly fanatic, who made like some sort of perfect sort of comic double take, which Matt, you and your comedy chops, okay, it is fantastic. But then you are left with no choice, Akbar, except to mutter something towards a mascot. You actually talked to, like you approached the home plate and
like,
said, what were you saying to the mascot?
I said, hold on, that one
to the
didn't count. I was saying that doesn't count. Let me do that again.
Oh, you asked for a mulligan?
Yeah, and they were like, no, you have to leave. And they're like pointing like, you have to go.
They had security
But
poised.
here's the crazy part was I'm listening to all the boos, boo. It went from, hey, and I'm feeling honored. I'm like, dang, like, oh man, shoot, like, Mama made it. Like, oh, and then the boos that came, I was like, oh man, this is bad.
Philly boos Santa Claus. They're definitely booing that
But
pitch.
I thought it was going to disappear. And then when I got outside of the stadium, my phone was blowing up. I'm like, oh man, but here's the most embarrassing part of it all.
Yes.
Or the part that kind of hurt me. My dad calls me, and he saw it, and he's living up in Green Bay with my brother, and he calls me. He calls me Kemi. He goes, Kemi, why did you embarrass the family like that? You embarrass us. Why did you embarrass us? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and when you get the accent of embarrass, it's not embarrass, you embarrass us. You embarrass the family.
Emphasis on the last syllable.
Yes.
What did Kabir say? Did he say anything?
Oh, he just laughed.
That's it?
Yeah, he just laughed. He just laughed at me.
Kabir, by the way, comes out to American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
This was season 7.
Yeah.
First time Kabir comes out in flip-flops, takes a look at the warped wall, goes, can I try it? We're like, yeah, if you want to get, and he just runs up it on his very first attempt in
his
flip-flops.
flip-flops?
In flip-flops.
And it took me I had to learn from Flip Rodriguez. But guess what? That's why he's a better athlete than I am.
He did not embarrass anybody.
No, he did not embarrass the family.
No, it's interesting, Matt, because Matt Iseman, Akbar, Gbajabiamila here on the Rich Eisen Show. I do remember, back in my day when I was doing a lot of stuff with Stuart, and I was a team. Okay? I was a broadcasting team. That anytime Stuart would do anything, people would ask me, like, what's up?
What's up?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I ask you, you're a team with Akbar. Did people say to you, what the heck is wrong?
I played baseball in college, and so Akbar asked me for some tips the night before.
Yep. Oh.
And I said, here are a couple tips. And I go, but if you really want to make an impact, tank it. So as soon as I saw it, I sent him a text. I go, bro, you nailed it. You crushed it.
Stuck the landing.
And then he goes, I didn't try to tank it. And I was like, oh boy. Well,
I was like,
no, you really told him, if you want to make an impact?
Nobody will notice a strike.
Yep.
But
That's
50
true.
Cent, Mariah Carey, those are the legendary Baba Booey. You remember Gary Delabate at the Mets?
No, but
those are the
I
legendary
hadn't even
first
heard of
pitches.
these. I hadn't even heard of these botches. I heard of 50 Cent because that was big, but I hadn't heard of this. But I told him, I said, I'm an athlete. Like, the pride of it is that I can't just go out there and throw a bad pitch. So I dismissed that and go, I'm going to actually go out there and throw a pitch, because for me, that's like a thing. I can say, yo, did you see my first pitch? Like, I threw a Dennis Eckersley type strike. And it came right back to me.
You should have gone with, I tanked it.
Totally owned it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, let's take a 60-second break. We'll come back. We'll talk about actual feats of
Why did you
athletic
embarrass
prowess.
me like that?
Akbar, Gbajabiamila, and Matt Eisen will talk American Ninja Warrior. We're back in a minute. All right, welcome back to the show. My kids can't get enough of it. It's so great to see you guys here, Matt Eisen and Akbar, Gbajabiamila, because I feel like you're in my home all the time. My 9, 7, 4-year-old cannot get enough of it.
We should just pop up to the house.
Right.
Well,
we'll set it up
by
in the
the way,
backyard.
by the way, if you ever did that, they would lose their minds.
Yeah. We should just set up some obstacle courses in the back. We'll
And
come
have
up.
you guys just do the play-by-play.
And say,
of
you
it.
guys, let me
We'll
see
do
what
it
you
in
guys do, and we'll just start calling in from like the side fence or whatever. I'm like,
Fantastic.
What is that?
We're available for birthday
But
parties.
now that said, though, blow up balloons.
NBC hires us out.
Fantastic. But there is going to be a kids iteration of
Yes,
this?
Universal Kids. That's going to be on Universal Kids. It's going to come out this fall.
October 13th, ages 9 to 14. And so they'll be competing at age groups 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
So is there a mega warp wall for kids? or
The
what?
warp walls, it's 13 feet for these kids. And what's amazing is, so we were just out there and we saw, without giving anything away, we saw people 4 feet tall getting up this warped wall. And the amazing thing is the athleticism of these kids, the strength to weight ratio and the fearlessness of them was remarkable. Because I think people are kind of in their head when they hear Kid Ninja Warrior, they think of it being something like an inflatable course or something you'd see. This is hardcore.
It's hardcore. It looks, it feels, it is the same type of obstacle course that we have set up for the main show for American Ninja Warrior, and to see these little bodies going through these obstacles, and they're racing against each other as well. So they're not only racing against the course, they're racing against each other, and the intensity level that these kids have, I mean, it is totally different than what you see on the regular show. So I can't wait for this to come out on Universal Kids.
Now, is there like a LeVar Ball type?
You know what's amazing? We really didn't see. And what's cool is we actually have some parents who've competed on there,
right?
But we didn't hear anybody telling these kids to stay in their lane, anything like that.
Nothing like that.
To shout out for our friend Christine.
I know.
I know.
I just now putting two and two together. Christine Leahy, the third
we were
member
not
of the
allowed to say
podcast.
ball,
That's right, yeah.
LeVar, any of that.
We didn't get any of that.
But there were no helicopter dads or moms.
No big
this?
ballers. You know, T-shirts or brands for the kids. They just went out
You
there.
would know. I think parents will have a difficult time, with kids' sports. But one of the cool things about Ninja Warrior is, and we see with this sport, so much of it isn't about it's not about being the best or it's about going the farthest. It's not even though we had them going head to head, it really, this is such a positive sport in the sense of you're really competing against yourself. And so that's the messaging for this show is just, you don't have to hit a buzzer to win.
Right.
And like with Kenny Niumatalolo, this guy whose child is alive because of being on this show, I think whether he completes a course or not, he's going to say, that's the biggest victory I've got.
And again, he's on tonight. And just to recount the story is that the fact that he was on the show and the fact that his daughter needed a kidney transplant and got it based on somebody who just said,
A
you know,
viewer.
Yeah, and it's the gift that keeps giving.
a viewer just decided to see if it was a she. Was a
She,
man?
this girl, I believe her name was Amy, and like the unbelievable generosity of someone to offer up, you know, and again, that's what's great. If you go to kidney.org/living donor, you can donate organs as a person staying alive. This is something.
And the beauty
think.
is that he's back at it, doing it again, and this time for another kid's life. And so it's been pretty cool to see that. And it'd be great that next year the story is that kid found a kidney donor. It would be great. But you realize, too, the magnitude of the show, that someone out there is watching, but they're not only watching, they're actively participating in somebody's call for help.
Right. And now maybe they can grow up, be healthy, and compete in the children's version of this
that would
thing.
be amazing.
You know what would be amazing is if like Tom House or a great pitching coach we're watching right now,
Right.
and he could reach out and help this guy. That would be an amazing story.
You know what?
Back to the first pitch, just so you understand, I did not go back to the first pitch.
Yeah. Matt threw me under the bus.
Your supposed partner.
I
did
know.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lefty. I was supposed to do better. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, and again, I told you guys this in the back. The part of the reason why it's obviously so successful is it's just crazy to see the feats of strength and the ideas of what the course looks like, but the stories that you learn of these folks, and it is so family friendly. I don't feel like my kids are going to be assaulted by something out of nowhere that I have to sit there and explain what's what.
Well,
It's
they're
really
people
great.
that like you know, myself, you like, I mean, they're ordinary people that are out there that they watch these shows, and they're not looking at these superhero athletes like your LeBron James that you guys were talking about earlier. These are ordinary people doing extraordinary things on these extraordinary obstacles. Like American Ninja Warrior is the hardest obstacle course in the world, and it's that way for a reason. But when you see your accountant or your teacher, your fifth grade teacher who's crushing the course and who has an amazing story, or somebody who's overcoming cancer and they're stepping on the course for the first time, fresh off of chemotherapy, like that means something. And I think our executive producers, they do a great job of telling great stories and connecting the fans to the athletes.
Who comes up with the course?
It goes on year round. We have a group of people who are developing these obstacles. We actually, some of our best obstacles have come from fans. If fans want to submit obstacles, we have an obstacle design challenge where they can create obstacles. And we've had, so the best obstacles were a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old did it in crayon and created obstacles.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And we have the Double Dipper in Las Vegas, this like Santa's sleigh ride thing that was created by this 11-year-old girl in California. And it's just amazing, the creativity for these young kids. And what's been great, too, is for a lot of them, like, again, this guy's 6'6", 260, has a 250 now. He's trimmed down, has a six-pack.
Yes.
And this is the guy who plays in the NFL. Right. And for most of us, for most people at home, that may never be them. But for a lot of these kids, they've now found a sport where they can excel, where anyone, any body type, you can come out and work to your strengths or be a little leaner on the smaller side and really excel and show that you do have this unbelievable athletic ability.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So have you ever successfully negotiated an American Ninja Warrior course, Akbar?
Well, I did it for the celebrity. For the celebrity version, I did it, and that was pretty amazing. I did 5 of the 6 obstacles. And
it was very amazing.
To me, at my size, I was nervous too. My chest was like tight. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this.
Right.
But I realized after running the celebrity version, I realized that all of my calls are going to have a respect at the end of the calls, just because I know the optics of it, just running on something and knowing that there's nothing worse than knowing that there's water beneath, and if you fall, you fail, and that it is the ultimate sign of I failed. I'm wet, I'm uncomfortable, everybody's seeing me, and for those athletes to compete under those conditions, it's really like in football, like, look, it's happened to me before. Like you do something, you get blasted. Maybe not everybody see it. Like maybe
You've done something athletic that didn't work out well and you were embarrassed?
you don't get it.
By the way, that's Matt's stand-up comedy
Yeah,
callback.
I mean, he keeps bringing it back. Like, at some point, he's going to die.
That's the stand-up comic right there at the callback. Keep hitting that callback button.
I
man.
know, you know what?
I love
It is the gift. What's funny?
It is a gift.
It's been amazing.
You know, I'm going to throw you under the bus.
You could. I didn't throw a great first pitch, but
Yeah,
nobody
he threw-
cared.
And he played. And he
I
was
played
a pitcher.
baseball, yeah.
And he
Where
played
was-
baseball
where
at
was you-
Princeton.
where
I
was
did
your
it at the
first
Mets.
At the Mets game.
I did one at the Dodgers game where I threw a strike right in front of Scott Boras. And I'm
There's
like,
no film of that strike.
You need
There's
a
no
40-year-old right
There's
here.
no film of that strike.
But against the Mets, I don't think I'll be signed. But yours was worse. So the fanatic really sealed your fate. Let's be honest.
I love
Oh,
it. And Akbar, you're doing something with the Michael J. Fox Foundation that you are on the board of, correct?
Yes, that's right.
So what is this all about?
Well, so Jimmy Choi, who's one of our competitors, he competes with Parkinson's disease, and 2 years ago, he competed for the first time, and it was one of those things that was amazing to see someone compete. My father has Parkinson's disease, and he's been battling that since 1998. And I wanted to do something to where I could bring the two together. So bringing essentially Ninja Warrior, parkour, and Parkinson's together. So I'm having my very first fundraiser event this weekend, August 5th, which is going to be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Dojo Boom in Thousand Oaks, California. You can get tickets at teamfox.org/Akbar. But we're going to have a lot of the top ninjas out there. They're going to come out and help folks be ninjas. So you can come out there and you're going to learn from some of the best ninjas out there. Kids of all ages can come out and have fun. It's a trampoline park, one of the premier trampoline and ninja
It's
parks
where you trained.
It's where I trained for Celebrity Ninja Warrior as well. So it is going to be a big time event. And we're looking to raise $350,000. But this all was jumped off by me watching a guy by the name of Jimmy Choi. He works with the Michael J. Fox Foundation. It inspired me to do something with my platform, so I wanted to go on. And so I've joined on as a board member of the Michael J. Fox Foundation. And it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to do something different. I didn't want to just have a celebrity event. I wanted to do something like Ninja Warrior, bring family and community together to raise money. So
that's on Sunday. I'll be coming back from the Hall of Fame, so I'll have to unfortunately be the TO of this. Accept your invitation, but decline to appear.
Okay, well maybe you can donate at teamfox.org/Akbar.
It's a great cause.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay,
absolutely.
All right.
I would absolutely say it is a great cause.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to chime in on the poll question? I heard you guys want to chime in on the poll
Well,
question.
so obviously, I was on Celebrity Apprentice with the boss, Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
So if you were talking about Schwarzenegger's favorite movie, there really is. Terminator 2, of course, is one of the greatest. But the correct answer is you can't choose just one. Every one of these movies is the best. But if I had to,
it is a
Predator
poll question, though.
Predator.
You know, I'm going to go with.
He withstood a nuclear blast.
I'm going to go with one that people don't talk about all the time.
Which
one? Total Recall.
Great one.
Okay, those are two options along with True Lies, T2, and my favorite, The Running Man.
That was set in 2017.
Wow.
Running Man was set into this dystopian
How do you
future.
know that?
Well, of course, I am an Uber fan.
We're now a year past.
We're a year
what it was
past
supposed
it.
to
So
be.
when I was on Apprentice, I pointed out, I go, do you realize you've become Damon Killian? You're the host. I'm Ben Richards. This is very deep Running Man quoting here.
And what he
I
said?
told Schwarzenegger, he goes, who loves you? And who do you love? He quoted him to me, which was a highlight.
But if I'm not mistaken, though, it's a Richard Dawson line.
It was a Richard Dawson line. So you're right.
You were a
He quoted his
Schwarzenegger
own
nerd
movie.
too?
Yeah.
I'm a Running Man nerd.
That was a
damn
great
sure.
one.
That's
Jim Brown, Jesse Ventura.
Well, it was pre the Mind Ventura. He was still the body.
These
He was
dudes
a
are having
body.
straight up Schwarzenegger comment.
I know.
So what's the results? They can't
So Terminator 2 is leading right now, 33%. Predator, 28%. 20% True Lies. 14% Total Recall, and only 5% Running Man.
What is the matter with
Hey, can we get a bump
I think
up
these
on
people
Total
just
Recall?
haven't seen Running Man.
Yeah. Running Man kind of was under the radar.
It's
But
great.
it was a good.
Running Man
It was very predictive, I think, of a potential future that hopefully we'll avoid. But it did say how important game show hosts are, NBC.
Correct.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Do it. I mean, when it's what was that? A drop that says "Do it"?
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it now, kill me.
What are you waiting for?
I'm right here.
70. He's 71 today, huh?
Is he
He
71?
is still
That looks great.
in unbelievable shape.
I'm still mad that his
got
last name
guns.
is longer than mine.
Yeah.
He's got 14 letters, not 12. Yeah. But my full name is 32 letters, just if anyone cared.
I mean, is that something or
Yeah,
is
That
Longer
doesn't
than
make
his
up
full
for how
name.
bad your first pitch was.
Does it always come back to that?
Yes.
Come on, man.
Oh, we're going to come back to that. When we come back for the television audience, we're going to really hit that hard.
What are we talking about?
Wait till you see it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
You fool.
8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, Monday night, 10th season of NBC American Ninja Warrior. I couldn't be happier for you guys.
Thanks,
Thank you
Rich.
so much.
Just in the midst of a juggernaut. It's
Third
awesome.
Emmy nomination, too.
I know. Reality competition program.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. It really, really is great.
Thanks, Rich.
Matt Iseman and Akbar Gbajabiamila here. We'll set up the rest of the week when we come back.
Do it! Do it! Come on! Kill me! I'm here! Come on! Do it now! Kill me!
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.